one of the more remarkable stories about St. Nicholas was the time when he saved a family of young women who were confronted with poverty, newfound poverty.
There was a man who at one time had money and yet lost his whole fortune, and he was living in poverty. And he had 3 daughters, and he couldn't support the daughters. And he was going to actually sell his daughters one by one into prostitution. And Nicholas heard of this and did not want this to happen.
And so what St. Nicholas does, before the man can realize, can fulfill his plans, put them into action, St. Nicholas goes one evening with a bag of gold coins and quietly tosses the bag of money through a window and leaves.
And the father was so overcome and so overwhelmed that he was able to save his daughter. And he had a dowry for her, and he was able to help her so that she would not fall into that type of a lifestyle. Well, he has a second daughter. He's going to have to do the same thing again, and Nicholas hears again. And Nicholas returns in secret, and he throws another bag of gold into the window. Well, finally, there's the third daughter. And Nicholas again returns. And as he throws the bag of gold into the window, he doesn't realize that the window is sealed. And he can't get the gold in the house.
This was the father's way of trying to figure out who is the saint. That, okay, 2 times this person has thrown money in. I'm going to close the window so he'll be forced to knock on the door, and I will find out who he is. And so there is a story that then, indeed, the third time, the window was shut closed. What was St. Nicholas going to do?
St. Nicholas climbed up on the roof. There are different accounts of the story, but what is basically known is that the youngest daughter had taken her final clothing that she would wear when she would be sold to slavery and washed them and were drying them at the bottom of the chimney in front of the fire in the house, upon which the gold bag was dropped by St. Nicholas through the chimney, landed in the stocking that was drying next to the fire, thus producing and beginning the tradition of filling of the stockings by Santa Claus and St. Nicholas.
St. Nicholas, the real Santa, he became a saint because the people wanted him to be a saint. It was by the people's conscience. The people in their conscience, they said, and because of the holiness of life, that this is a worthy, here is a man who is worthy, regardless of his intellect, regardless of his miraculous abilities. He was down to the level of the people, and the people were able to connect with him.
There's a song that the Ukrainians have, and it's called "Ok Tok To," and it goes, "Ok Tok To, Николая любить, Ok Tok To, Николая служить, тому святий Николай на всякий час помагай, Николає." And it goes on for about 10 other verses, but that one means those who love Nicholas, those who serve Nicholas, or who try to emulate Nicholas, he will come to your aid at all times.
No sooner do you say that St. Nicholas is the patron saint of orphans, someone's going to say that he's also the patron saint of widow. He's become the patron saint of so many people, which is a sign, again, of what an excellent bishop he was.
Is Santa Claus Greek? St. Nicholas, of course, was from Asia Minor. He was a Greek. St. Nicholas, although his remains later went to Bari, Italy, and great acceptance in the West, beginning from Rome, spread his fame throughout the Western Church. His roots are Orthodox. His roots are Greek. Santa Claus? Absolutely. Santa Claus because he gave everything he possibly could give.